If you're a homeowner, what are 7 signs you're about to be taking advantage of an HVAC technician or even a salesperson, and why does it matter? This is a fantastic question. I'm Scott Sylvan Bell, coming to you live from Kaanapali, Maui on a perfect day to talk about sales and business, and a fantastic day to talk about you for HVAC technician sales secrets. So here's the thing. If you're a homeowner, I don't have anything to sell you. I work with technicians on a daily basis. I work with some heating and air conditioning salespeople on a daily basis. I do not own a company, but I've been in and around the industry since 2001. I can give you some solid advice and ways for you to know that you are probably going to be taken advantage of. Does it mean it's going to happen every time? No. There are some really good companies out there. There are some fantastic people out there. And there are some people out there that aren't so nice. There's a small segment of the population. So here's 7 things for you to know. Number 1, there's a wacky door approach where people will come and collect canned goods, and they'll knock on your door and say, hey, we're giving this food to charity. And because we're giving this to charity, if you donate 1 can of food, we'll tune up your air conditioner or furnace for you. Okay, so can that work? Yeah, and are there some good-hearted people that do this? Absolutely. But be aware, there are some people that are out there. Your guard should just be up a little bit, right? And if it seems a little bit off, your guard should be up a lot. But be aware these wacky can drives or donation drives, they are a way for people to drum up business. And occasionally the people aren't so nice. Number 2, super low tune-up cost, right? There's times in the marketplace where things get slow. I get it, right? It's part of the business. There's ups and downs, there's lefts and rights. But if the bulk majority of your industry around you is doing tune-ups at $99, $89, $79, $69, and somebody comes out at $19, somebody comes out at $29 for their price, they got to make up that difference. And so there's probably going to be some wackiness with the pricing. There's probably going to be some games. For the most part, most companies are around within a couple of percentage points for parts and replacement. But that technician that's going to come out at a super low discount, their job is to 100% sell you something. And occasionally, they're not telling the truth, right? Once again, it's the wackiness factor. It's the gut. It's being told, hey, here's what's going on. Number 3. The tech can't show you repairs. Let's say that they did one of these things where they knocked on the door, or let's say that they did have a super low discounted price. If they can't show you the repairs, or they can't show you the information, whether a current picture from today or a current video from today, that's the key. It's got to be a current picture or current video from today from your property. It's really easy to tell that on a cell phone. It really is, right? Show me here, or take me to the part, show me what it looks like. Make sure that's the same thing in the picture if you're doubting the situation. But if they can't show you what the problem is, you're probably in for a lot. Number 4, the tech will not note the issues on your documentation. So on the invoice, if they say you got a bad capacitor, it should say bad capacitor. If they say you've got a bad hot surface igniter, you got a bad hot surface igniter. You got a crack in the heat exchanger, it says crack in the heat exchanger. It should say what cell it's located in. It should say its location, top or bottom of the furnace. But occasionally, technicians do lie. They do make stuff up. It's not the bulk majority of them. I have worked with a lot of really good technicians and a few really bad ones. Number 5, they told you that you need to replace your system because the refrigerant's old, right? Now, if a system is sealed shut, it's welded shut, it should never leak. If it's leaking, there's probably an issue somewhere in one of the coils, in one of the bends, somewhere. That's a different thing. But if they're like, hey, well, your refrigerant is old, well, that doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean that you have to replace your system. It doesn't mean that anything has to go on. There is, as of today, there is no law that says you as a homeowner have to replace an air conditioner because it's got old refrigerant, right? There's nothing out there that says that. That's fake. Somebody tells you that, so what? Like, I have a system at my house that's got old refrigerant. It does. Does it mean I'm going to change my system? No. The system's working absolutely the way it's supposed to design for what it is for its age. Now, if it was leaking, completely different story. No leak. Number 6, that told you the heat exchanger is going to blow up the house. Now, there's a lot of really good information out there about heat exchangers. There is some bad information out there about heat exchangers. And given enough time, in all homes, in all situations, every heat exchanger will crack and every heat exchanger will fail, minus 1 or 2 old pieces of equipment out there, right? It happens for 3 reasons. It happens because of age, system turning on and off. It happens because of airflow issues, not having enough return air, not having enough supply air, Or 3, it happens because maintenances haven't been provided, filters haven't been changed. All right, so given enough time, all heat exchangers are going to fail. It's a common problem. It's a common issue. But is your house going to blow up? Probably not. For some issues, there are fire hazards, and it's not about carbon monoxide testing. If a heat exchanger has a crack, it's failed, right? So just be aware. If I was going to come out to your house and you had a crack in your heat exchanger, it's not about fires. It's not about damage. It's not about issues. If I take that heat exchanger cell to a manufacturer and I show them a crack, that thing is bad. That's the way that they treat it. They don't say how much carbon monoxide. They don't ask me about fire hazard. They go, oh, there's a crack. We will exchange this thing out. So it's a failed part. If there's a crack in a heat exchanger, 100%, it is failed, defined sometimes by a manager, mostly not. Occasionally, a manufacturer will say if it's 1/8 of an inch thick and 1/8 of an inch deep, or you can see it through the heat exchanger, it has failed. And some furnaces that are older do have some service bulletins, and very few, some of them may have like some temporary patch or fix. But here's the thing: a crack in a heat exchanger means it has failed, right? I had a website, crackedheatexchanger.com. I took it down because all I heard about was complaints. For like 3 or 4 years, I had it up. I took it down. Cracked heat exchanger is a failed part. Number 7, the manager has to be called before any repairs are made, right? So sometimes, occasionally, some companies out there will go down this path of saying, we will not repair a piece of equipment unless it's approved by the manager. What the manager is going to do is that dude is probably going to get on the phone and he's going to tell you all of the greatest reasons why a new piece of equipment is great and all the specials that they're running and all the discounts that they can. You know, there are the right ways to run business. There are the right ways to run operations. Just so you know, as an advisor, as a consultant, I'm going to lose clients for telling you this, right? That's just the nature of the business. But I really believe that at the end of the day, it's cool for you to know what is right and what's wrong. Are there failed parts? Yeah. Can you replace and fix systems? Yeah. Is there some rules in place that at some point you can't fix systems? That is true. That is true. But if your system's not leaking refrigerant today, that's not one of them. If you have a crack in a heat exchanger and the tech can show it to you, that part has failed. Heat exchanger needs to be replaced, or the furnace needs to be replaced. Just want to let you know that I appreciate you. Thanks for checking out this video. Aloha and mahalo.